Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and tell me that this headline doesn't make you smile. Look at this piece from CoinDesk. Blockchain-shy Bank of America quietly pilots Ripple technology. I'm going to be taking a nice little dive into that. Then I've got some tweets from some fellow XRP community members you're going to want to check out. And I'm going to wrap up the video with this article from A&B Crypto. R3 partners with London-based Archax to manage post-trade activities. I'm always interested in what R3 is doing because they are indeed building on top of the XRP ledger, specifically as it pertains to the Corda Settler, which is the first and only cryptocurrency, only one right now, that can be used for settlement on the Corda Settler. Now, before we get rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP and you are happy that it's Friday, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. It's an okay thing to do and you might not regret it. So let's jump into the first piece now. Bank of America. The second largest bank in the United States has quietly tested out Ripple's distributed ledger technology and may be planning to do more with it. Ripple went so far as to identify Bank of America as a customer in a presentation given at a seminar held by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, late last year. When asked about this, a Ripple spokesperson would neither confirm nor deny whether Bank of America was a customer, but said the companies had conducted a pilot together. Bank of America has been a part of Ripple's global payment steering group since 2016, and we did a pilot with them, she told CoinDesk. The spokesperson would not provide any further details about the pilot, which was not previously reported. Bank of America declined to comment. And so as far as the relationship around Ripple and Bank of America, why is it so hush-hush? There have been all sorts of articles over the last several months, at least a few. Specifically, there was that, the patent that Bank of America filed utilizing, and it specifically cited Ripple distributed ledger technology. It had Ripple's logo in the patent itself. Then we had I never made a video on this next one too, within the last couple of weeks or so. It just hit the news. Funny, it was actually, so there was a job on LinkedIn, Bank of America job, and it cited a quote-unquote Ripple project. And yes, it is that Ripple, blockchain company, payments company Ripple. And they were seeking to hire somebody, I can't remember the exact title, but it was something pertaining to the treasury around this particular project, but it was specifically Ripple. And so we had that, and that job was actually, so apparently it's already been filled, but that was initially put out into the world via LinkedIn a few months ago. And it really didn't hit the Twitter sphere until within the last couple of weeks. And then as soon as the day it came out, it was all over my newsfeed, and I made a video about it. So it's fascinating. So there's definitely some stuff in the works here. Anyway, this piece continues. It was previously known that Bank of America is a member of the steering group that advises on rules and standards for RippleNet, the network of financial institutions using Ripple products. But the news of the pilot is the strongest indication yet that the bank's relationship with the startup goes beyond friendly advice. And indeed, I don't think it's an accident that that Bank of America would have been listed as a customer. Look, we know that Ripple has hundreds of customers. We don't know who most of them are. Most of them are keeping it on the down low, right? They're keeping it all hush-hush, and I get that. And it makes a lot of sense to me. And as far as if you're asking why, for me, just what seems the most rational reason, it's that if you believe that Ripple technology is going to give you a notable competitive edge, do you want your competitors to know that you've already moved on this and are actively using it? Even if it's just the messaging payments portion, do you really want any of your competitors to know you've even gone that far, even if you're not using XRP as a bridge currency yet? And so as far as it pertains to Bank of America utilizing XRP, I've always thought that the larger banks would be some of the last ones to jump on board because they typically make money from their smaller competitors with the Nostro Vostro accounts, because the smallest of banks, if you want to help your customers and facilitate cross-border transactions, you don't have the Nostro accounts the world over, and so you have to tap into the liquidity of your larger partners. And so For the larger banks, it's a cash cow. Why would you want to give that up? And so that's why for me it always made sense that the smallest banks would jump on board with this first, because they have the most to gain, especially if they're transacting money through more exotic corridors where there'd be more intermediaries in the chain of bilateral banking relationships, getting money from A to B. And then mid-sized banks, and then the largest banks I always assumed would follow last. So it's fascinating to me that Bank of America being as large as they are, they're even looking into this. Now, there's no way that you could just flip a switch and have Bank of America switch, get away from all the Nostro Vostro, because the corridors necessary to make that happen don't exist yet. Some of them do, just a couple of them, but that's all still being built out. And so this is truly early days. This is going to take a long time, but that's okay. I'm happy to be here early. I don't know about you, but to me that's not a negative. That's a positive, because I have the opportunity to see this. I'm thankful that I came across this. I'm thankful that I was interested enough to do research, and now I've been into this for almost 2 full years now. My interest certainly is nowhere near waning. I think that this is exciting. So to me, it's not some negative that this is going to take a long time to be built out. I'm impressed by what everybody's doing. And then the piece continues here. That would be, in referencing the partnership between Ripple and Bank of America, that would be a departure for the bank whose chief technology officer, Kathy Bessent, has said she's bearish on the technology and that B of A's portfolio of blockchain patents, the most of any financial institution, exists only so it can pivot to blockchain quickly if the need arises. One more sign Bank of America is warming to the sector is a job opening the bank posted earlier this month, what I just cited, for a product manager who would lead the team for a Ripple project. The project was described as a decentralized ledger technology-based solution to cross-border payments marketed to GTS clients, which stands for Global Transaction Services. It's a division of Bank of America that works with the treasury departments of large companies and financial institutions. All right. Then Saga Sarbhai, I hope I'm saying that right, Ripple's head of government and regulatory affairs for the Asia-Pacific region, made the presentation in December 2018 at a seminar convened by the IMF in Samoa on fintech and financial inclusion in the Pacific Islands. The section of the presentation devoted to Ripple's X-Current service includes a slide entitled "A Snapshot of Our Customers." The logo for Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Bank of America's investment bank, appears at the top, followed by those of 15 other financial institutions from around the globe. They are not in alphabetical order. So, the only insight we have as to what the relationship is, indeed if Bank of America is an actual customer, is that they're utilizing the payments portion of Ripple's technology. Because again, they were listed specifically under X-Current. So, there you go on that. All right, next tweet here. I want to share this with you. This is from DMSPQR. Some of you may have seen a video I recently put out in which I shared a tweet from an XRP community member who had put out several iPhone backgrounds that you could just download and have them on your phone. And so check this out. This is from the same person who tweeted out, "I started a coil, going to try and support the XRP/coil/ILP ecosystem with research and writings regarding the direction of our world and research connections I find. Will largely be personal insights, but I'd be honored to have a follow from the XRP community." And did I follow yet? Nope. Let's go ahead and follow you. So anyway, I want to share that, and I want to show you the page, because if you want to check this out, this first one, these are the wallpapers that were made. I think they look pretty snazzy. So if you're looking for a new XRP thing background, there's even more now. I think did I count 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so one of those is new. So anyway, I encourage you to check it out if it's something that sounds interesting to you. I always like to highlight members of the XRP community and what they're doing out there, because everybody's contributing in their own way. And so I retweeted this from Mr. BXRP. Let me share this with you. And I just wrote pure awesomeness. And it really is. So what was I saying is pure awesomeness. So let's go up to this tweet from XRP Euphoria, who tweeted this out. "Today I reached 5,000 followers. I mentioned it to my wife. She said, 'Yeah, but those people aren't really your friends.' Oh," and so then he continues, "Oh, so because I'm talking to people hiding behind fake avatars whom I've never met, you're not my friends?" The best rebuttal I could come up with was, "Yes, huh?" which kind of made me laugh. Mr. B responded to that, though, and this is cool. Check this out. So he responded, "The truth is, Andrew, over the last 2 years, we have built relationships with people that in our normal lives we would never have met, in places we would never have gone. I got here 1.5 years ago, and now I am going to Singapore as a 60s-inspired cartoon avatar Life is crazy. Indeed, that is the coolest thing. Think about it. He jumped in a year and a half ago, Mr. B XRP, and I do like the little logo, 60s inspired. That's cool. And he was invited to Ripple Swell by Ripple. That is amazing. I did mention that in a previous video, and I'm sure some of you are aware of that, but maybe not all heard. So life is nuts. Think about that. But he's an awesome member of the XRP community, always putting out really valuable information. He's thankfully always in my my Twitter feed. He's one of those people that I always make sure that I stop scrolling when I see his little avatar pop up there. So cool stuff nonetheless. And next tweet here, this is from XRPWallpapers. Thank you very much, good sir, for sending this to me. That's the last piece I said I'm going to wrap up with here. AMB Crypto R3 partners with London-based Archax to manage post-trade activities. Enterprise blockchain software firm R3 has signed a partnership with London-based institutional digital securities exchange Archax on October 18th. In accordance with the partnership, R3 will not only handle Archax's post-trade activities on a distributed ledger, but will also build its infrastructure to reduce friction in the post-trade process. CEO of Archax, Graham Rodford, welcomed the partnership, commenting that the company's current systems and partnerships provide the core functionality to its exchange. R3's Corda will enable the company, in the last leg of its service, providing post-trade solutions. Rodford added, quote, R3, with its Corda product, provides the final piece of the puzzle on which we can build a truly revolutionary post-trade solution. The CEO called the company blockchain agnostic for digital security issuances, and according to him, R3's permissioned blockchain solution used by various blue-chip organizations made it the perfect fit for the company. And here's another quote now. This partnership will deliver the blockchain efficiency gains for financial markets that are so often talked about, and we believe will be the first of its kind. And it's worth noting also that the Corda network is different than the Corda enterprise version of that particular software. Anyway, piece continues. Rodford highlighted the current post-trade process in the traditional financial market and called it hugely inefficient, with the involvement of several intermediaries. With R3, Archax can revolutionize this inefficient process, removing friction and streamlining activities to improve efficiency and reduce cost, he said. Excuse me. R3 has been making strides when it comes to partnerships with leading organizations. Its previous strategic partnership with MasterCard piloted a new blockchain-enabled cross-border payment solution intended to connect global, faster payment infrastructures, schemes, banks. The partnership is central to the company's ambition of developing an evolved cross-border business-to-business payment solution. So that's the bit that's known about this right now, and I'm always curious because when they're talking about post-trade here, I was just wondering, and it's not stated here, if Corda Settler will be involved in any capacity, because that's the stage in which XRP could potentially be involved for settlement. And again, like I said previously, it's, I don't know that a lot of people are going to want to settle directly to XRP unless there's something, additional software that would convert it to something that's less volatile. And if it's done in an automated process, because not everybody's just going to want to hold XRP, but if it can be used in some sort of meaningful way, super duper. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!